Hmm? I would like to hear from you all so that we can. It's not that I have the answer and I'm just speaking kind of. It's all according to each one of us has experiences, and we have heard, we have studied, so it can apply to different devotees and a different. Each one of you have your realizations and wisdoms. So let's discuss it together and arrive at a common conclusion, right? Based on the Guru Sadhana Shastras, right? So what I will do is first let's go. I don't know if Pavan Varan Prabhu joined. If he had joined, then I would have liked to take his question. But I think Bhimraj Prabhu has joined. He was saying that he's flying out. So
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
you are in the airport, huh?
Yeah, but I missed the flight, I guess.
You missed the
Krishna
flight,
wanted me
huh?
to attend the
Because of
session.
this?
Just
Oh,
missed the
Krishna.
flight. Actually, he wanted me to attend the session. Session seems to be more important.
Oh,
So,
Prabhu. First time
background,
I'm
one
hearing
devotee
some.
just, one
What
devotee
happened
on
really? You went to the sorry, you went to the airport and missed the flight, or
went to
already you
airport
have missed it?
and I've already missed it.
So you are on the way to the airport and the time is already gone, huh?
Yeah, I went to airport. It was already over, so I'm trying to reschedule it. I'm going to a different terminal now. The funny fact is,
Oh,
one
okay.
devotee just
Okay.
messaged me on WhatsApp that for my question for why Krishna will want us to be unhappy. He gave the example that that lady which was supposed to board the plane on Ahmedabad flight, she missed the flight. She was unhappy. Then later she became happy. Why can't I miss the flight?
Prabhu, pray for all those who didn't miss the flight and miss your flight. Anyway, so nowadays, it's really dangerous with this thing, right? So, but again, you'll have to only pray for it. Thank you, Bhimraj, for joining in. Maybe what we will do
Yes, bro.
is then we will discuss your question first because it has a lot of depth as I started thinking over it more and more, So let me,
Yes, yes.
there's a little background from your side, Prabhu. Yes, if you're, yeah, I think you're muted, right? Yeah. So you can unmute anytime you want to add some thoughts into it, Prabhu. Okay. Okay. So now let me quickly go into this point. Actually, Kamalini Mataji had given some nice thoughts also, but let me reframe that question again. It came out from a beautiful quote by Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu from Prabhupada's purport 8 to 32. So it says, Prabhupada says, we may invent so many ways to be happy or to counteract the dangers of this material world, but unless our attempts are sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they will never make us happy. Okay. And Bhimraj Prabhu is a very, very studious and I really love him for his inquisitive and enthusiastic approach to devotional service on all aspects of devotional service, especially studying Prabhupada's books. So he asked a very nice question here, which is which really took me into a bit more the thought process circle. Our actions are primarily motivated by the desire to obtain happiness through various activities, whether material or spiritual. If you are unable to derive any happiness, does this imply that the Lord is not allowing us to be happy? Now, as I also gave this little idea that which I was trying, it's not necessarily you have to do it the same way, but Prabhupada is saying we may invent so many ways to be happy or counteract the dangers of this material world. Now, Prabhupada does not say specifically whether it is to be materially happy or spiritually happy. That's the first point that I noticed. Correct? Anybody who agree or disagree, please feel free to immediately prompt because I am shifting between windows. I may not know whether somebody is raising their hands or you can just unmute and speak. Okay. So Prabhupada's statement is is covering everything, right? We may invent so many ways to be happy to counteract the dangers of this material world. Correct? Agreed?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Now, but Prabhu's question is more focused on our actions are primarily motivated by the desire to obtain happiness through various activities, whether material or spiritual. Now, material we can understand. Artho, arthati, jignasu, jnani, cha, paratarshapa, right?
Please
The
don't
Chaturveda
directly
Bhajanti.
mention last minute.
Okay, so I will move, I will go further here. I hope devotees are listening, and anytime you can feel free to speak. Unless you are not speaking, please be on mute because I am hearing some background noises between. Let's see who's not here, and then anyone else can give it there. I hope there is no other sound, anything background sound coming. Now, okay, we need to focus on this. So, devotees, please be active, participating there. So, Prabhuji, our actions are primarily motivated by the desire to obtain happiness through various activities, whether material or spiritual. Now, it is very straightforward as far as the material side is concerned. Somebody wanting to be materially happy, right? That part is, everybody wants to attain something material. For that, they are doing Chaturveda Bhajante Mam Janaha Sukritino Jana Artho Arthakti Jignasu Jnani Cha Bharatarshava, right? I think saying that in the fourth chapter, seventh chapter or fourth chapter. Chaturveda Bhajante Mam is in seventh chapter. Seventh chapter. 7.14 or something, right?
7th chapter, 15th or 16th text.
15th or something. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. I know, not 15th, 16th it is, right? So, he is saying that, best among the Bharatas, four kind of pious men begin to render devotions unto me, the distress, the desire of the wealth, the inquisitive, and he is in search of knowledge. That's fine. But one of the important aspects here is that Krishna never says that explicitly, he does not say that he will fulfill them. How many of you noticed that? He says they come to me, right? But in that he's saying only those who are in full knowledge and engaging in devotional service, they are dear to me, right? So, and secondly, in the 18th verse also is saying, only that person who is situated in knowledge, like the Jnani, Bhakta Jnani, he is the one who is sure to attain the highest and most perfect goal. Then he goes on to saying that those who are intelligence has been stolen by intelligence, going to Kameshaita Jnana, and then they go to others and all that, right? Satya, then I increase their faith on that particular demigod, even though they think that it is coming from that demigod, because ultimately it is sanctioned by me, etc., right? For all those things that they will get. Now, for the people who are materialistic, for them it is only about, I will just want the material facilities, right? Name, fame, comfortable living, a good family, settled life, nice job, then nice enough wealth, whatever. Read on top of those things. So when we are going behind that, it is we want to just be materially happy. Now, let's divide this question into two parts. Like Prabhu asked this question, whether material or spiritual, right? So we have to divide this into material, those who are category of belong to the category of material side, and those who are belong to the category of spiritual side. Now, material side, if they are unable to derive any happiness, does this imply that the Lord is not allowing us to be happy? How many of you would like to say? I mean, I would like to open it up to anybody's, just to share it. That would the Lord be really keen to ensure that we are not happy in this world? Materially. I mean, materially means where I'm sense gratification, basically. When I say material, it is sense gratification. Keeping myself as the center. That is what is material, as per the actual definition. When I say something is material, it means I'm thinking that it is for my benefit, my enjoyment. That's all. There is, and I see that it is not given by Krishna to me. I just at my own endeavor, my own hard work that I got it. There is no question of Krishna being there. That is called as material. So they just want to be happy. Materially means we don't want anything. They don't want Krishna to interfere and stop there. But whatever. That is a. Does Krishna really want us to be unhappy, materially unhappy in this world? I'm talking about only karmis, not on the devotee side.
But
Forget about his
Prabhu,
sanctioning or not.
Hare Krishna,
Whether he's sanctioning or not, that is second part. But
Hare Krishna
yeah,
Prabhuji.
yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, but if that is the case, then those who have material opulence, are they happy?
No. First of all, if that is the case, it's not okay. First of all, my question is, would Krishna really want us to be unhappy in this material world?
No, Prabhuji, he doesn't want anybody, whether he's
Anyone to be
devotees or
unhappy.
non-devotees.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anybody to be unhappy.
Yeah. He is
Correct.
giving
That is-
everyone everything.
Unhappy in the
Correct.
sense what we feel as unhappy and happy. His
Yeah.
view of happiness and unhappiness may be different.
Yes, that is the
True.
point, the important point there.
Yes.
What we think as unhappiness from a materialistic point of view, Krishna may not see it that way. Correct? Krishna
Yes,
may
yes.
see it as a purification process,
True.
or he may even say that okay, it is your karma, you are doing it, so it is you have to go through that. When the patient is crying out loud when the doctor is operating, if he thinks that oh, it is really paining for the patient, I will not do the. How will he see? It is a process which will make them better in due course of time, isn't it? It will cure them of the disease permanently, right? So even when we are suffering due to our own karma, Krishna is not happy. And he doesn't interfere into our one second. He doesn't interfere in our endeavor for happiness in this material world, being materially happy in this world. Is that correct or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Correct, right? He's not interfering. He doesn't interfere in our karma. Stopping our, in other words, if according to your good karma, you are supposed to get good facilities, and you are particularly enjoying this world, he will not come and stop your karma, good karma. As much as he doesn't stop your bad karma, he doesn't stop your good karma, karmic reactions also. Correct?
True.
Yeah. So, Shamcharan Prabhu, you are going to say something.
In other sense, he wants us to, means if we are feeling happy, then we will forget Krishna. So in other sense, he does not want us to be happy in the material world so that we cannot forget him. If we are always happy,
Your
then we
voice
will forget.
broke, Prabhu.
I'm saying, Prabhu, in other sense,
Yeah.
if we are always happy, then we will forget Krishna. So he does not want that also, that we forget in enjoying our good karmas or enjoying our facilities, good facilities in material life. So he does not want that even. So he wants so that
There is a difference between he does not want and he does not allow.
he allows, as you said, that as per our karma, he allows us to enjoy
He may,
our.
as a supreme father, he may feel that why this living entity is unnecessarily wasting his time enjoying the material happiness and running behind all these Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim and all that. But does he interfere personally and stop? If he can, if he wants to. But does he interfere and stop?
No,
That is normally it doesn't do that, right?
he
Especially in the
doesn't do
case of karmis, he doesn't.
that. Yeah.
Materialistic people, he doesn't interfere in their day-to-day say endeavors. He let them go through according to the their say karma, vikarma, whatever, right? So karma and vikarma according to correct actions and reactions, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So any other thoughts, any other questions? Comments from anyone?
So Prabhu, Krishna wants us to know him and be happy. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. So in Bhagavad Gita it says now, I mean, we can be happy only when we know him. So
In other words, only when we are endeavoring to fulfill, our act according to what is pleasing.
yeah.
That is the spiritual side. I am still, in the what do you call those who are after material happiness. But Prabhuji is correct, Vimalai Prabhu is correct in the first instance that he was telling that our actions are primarily motivated by the desire to obtain happiness through various activities. It applies to material. In spiritual also, it applies to a certain degree of devotees who are not in that stage of understanding or are highly elevated. In the spiritual activities also, predominantly those who are either beginners or kind of even in the somewhat in the middle stage or whatever, except those who are the Uttamadikar stage, all others have this tendency to do sevas so that they will get the benefit also. While they are doing to others also, but at the same time they want to get the happiness also. Correct. But that is where our Kamaldi Mataji said very interesting at this point that as long as no, not that one. Where is that statement? Spiritual activities we perform are for the pleasure of the Lord. If it is performed for our own happiness, it becomes material activity or sense gratification. Right? So this is a very important statement. I wanted to come to that point of view, right? Spiritual activity means only for the pleasure of Krishna. So for that, if I have to undergo any kind of inconvenience, material inconvenience, or whatever spiritual inconvenience also, whatever that may be, but at the end of the day, the activity that I'm doing is only for Krishna's pleasure. If it means it is displeasure for me, like say for example, I will come to you, Brajendra Prabhu, just 1 second. I'll be right over for 1 second. Like say for example, Krishna told Uddhava to go to Badrikashrama after he gave all the teachings, the Uddhava Gita, right? Our Uddhava really wanted to be with Krishna. He can't be separated from Krishna. But as a duty, as a matter of duty, which Krishna gave him a seva, he did that seva, and he was ready to do that, which was personally very, very painful for him. But if it is order of Krishna, if it is for the pleasure of Krishna, I am ready to do it. Same thing goes with gopis. Same thing goes with Pandavas. Everyone, right? All those pure devotees. Correct? Let's come to these questions. I think the 2 hands are raised. Rajendra Prabhu, if you want to go first, maybe then we will go to you.
Prabhu, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, you are audible.
Prabhu, one question. Like when Lord created this material world for the Jiva, did he create out of happiness or sorrow? In what context he has created? He wants the Jiva to understand when his own happiness and sorrow, and
he
then
created it we can say he created it out of compassion, Prabhu.
of compassion.
Out of compassion. It is neither happiness or sorrow. It's a compassion, because he knew that these living entities want to enjoy on their own. But I'm being compassionate. I'm giving this opportunity for them. Let them go, right? And then they will come back. Because anything you want to enjoy apart from me, it's not going to be the everlasting happiness for you. So you want to experience it and come back? Go ahead. Go and experience it, come back.
Thank you.
Okay. So there is no, we may not say there's happiness or sorrow in Krishna's, because Bhagavatam says very clearly there's no happiness and sorrow in you, right? Yes, Bhimraj Prabhu.
My question was primarily for new devotees only. At least on my stage, I will do most of the activities because it's giving an opportunity for me to engage my passion, maybe in something which is not at least bad. I mean, now considering it spiritual or not, I don't know. But as a youth, when most of the youth come to ISKCON, the major reason is that they get a space where they can vent their passion instead of doing it in the wrong way. So
Yes,
that we do.
thank you
And
for clarifying that, Prabhu. Thank you for clarifying that, Prabhu. But the reason I wanted to take it, thing is, it's not just new devotees, means those who have come newly. But after many years also, I see personally myself, it applies to me. I started thinking when you made that statement, whether materially or spiritually we want to be happy. Then I started looking at every single activity that I was doing, whether am I doing it for my pleasure or Krishna's pleasure. Even though we say that many times, it is a very, I don't know, Prabhu, what instigated to write that question, but it's really, really useful for, at least for me. And I thought that's why I wanted to discuss that in detail in our Vichar group, because devotees here also will probably resonate with it, is what I understand. And I take it from you that, primarily we say like somebody who is coming fresh for in Bhakti, naturally they will come, oh,
we lost
Hare
you.
Krishna. We lost.
Lost you.
I think I lost the net briefly. Were you able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, audible now, Prabhu.
Yes,
Audible.
Prabhuji.
So I was saying that like Prabhu, because you are dealing many times with the school student, college students, or office going, whatever there. Everybody who comes to the temple first time or a few times or maybe a few years, we always want to do it for we do get that spiritual experience, that happiness, and naturally we are looking for it whenever we come. Inherently we are looking for it. There is no doubt about it. But whether looking for it is good or not, at all levels we have to investigate ourselves, isn't it? Introspect ourselves. That's why that's how I took it through. But thank you for that. Thank you for the clarification. So when say, okay, now let's think about this. Now material thing, we are clear on the other side. Is there anything else? Any other questions? People who are coming with like just for name, fame, etc. Those who they don't want spiritual experience. They just want like wealth, power, name, fame, all everything, right? All the enjoyment. For that, they may come to Krishna. And so, in such cases, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly says that they all come and then they get fulfilled by in according to their karma or according to the devatas that they are worshipping. And even if they think that they are getting it from the devata, I am only giving it. So actually speaking, for such people who are only coming for material things again and again and again to put wherever they are going, it is fulfilled according to their karma. Krishna fulfills according to their karma, or as per the what the devata, whichever devata they are worshipping, they wish. Okay, and in certain cases, it may be such that suppose somebody is a poor person and he's not supposed to be wealthy in the current Janma. So if he goes and prays fervently to any Devata for that matter, and they get the wealth. Actually, it may not mean that they get the wealth because of, what the Devata would do is that, being pleased by whatever the Bhakta is doing, he may take from one of his future things where some particular Sukriti that he did, which was supposed to fructify in the future Janma, he will, by his power, he may take it from there and give it here. He will not give something extra. So which means in this life, if you are supposed to be a poor, he will become a wealthy person. But in the future, where he was supposed to be a wealthy person, he will become a bankrupt and pauper. That usually happens. Some saintly people have that yogic power to do that. And that is how, in some cases, it happens. But what these people don't realize is that now my life is become from pauper to millionaire. I will say like this forever, but they don't realize that in the future thing where they were supposed to be a millionaire, there they will become pauper. This is one particular thing we have to note. Yes, Kamal Nimataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, actually they say that the prarabdha karma that is allotted for this life has a link with the length of the life also. If the karma changes, the longevity also will change, isn't it, Prabhuji? So you said...
well, no, what is that? Karma changes, what will also change?
Prarabdha karma that is given to us in this life is linked to our longevity also, our stay in this
duration
material
of life.
world.
Duration of life.
Duration of life. So if the karma, prarabdha karma changes, will the duration of life also has to change, isn't it, Prabhuji?
They will change. No, it need not be always. It depends on the type of the karma. If you are supposed to die early, they may extend your life from whatever, from the future thing. Now it may be extended, but in the future it may be reduced. It is like, how should I say, the overdraft facility in banks, right? When you don't have money in your account, say you have only some 10,000 rupees, but you have to, you're given a check for 50,000, whatever. Then what they will do is that they will give it, they will encash it, but 40,000 they will keep it as you have to pay to the bank. So in the future, when they deposit some 1 lakh or whatever, they will reduce this 40,000 and whatever additional extra interest or whatever, and then remaining 50,000 only they will keep in your account instead of 1 lakh. You understand what I'm saying? So that is how this prarabdha karma is. They will take from the future and give you, but in the future they will reduce. So this point should be very clear. It's not that something extra that is coming particularly or whatever. Because whatever is their sanctioned thing is what they can give within their limitation. Krishna is not going to give some extra material facility for enjoying this world. Whatever we are accruing, maybe in the current Janma you do some more pious activity, whatever, then you may accrue some credit and that will add to the thing. But again, the problem is that we have to keep coming again and again. That is the main point we should realize there. Okay. Bhimaraj Prabhu, you had another question? I see your hands.
Some of the mobiles was getting, I was on airport. Yeah.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Some voice was getting because I was on a counter. Just 2 minutes.
No problem. So I think everybody is on the same page as far as the material activities are concerned. Correct? Can we move on?
So Prabhu, just a related question here.
Yes, Gaurav.
Prabhuji, I mean, if they are giving the good karma, taking out of the future good, is it true for when we are trying to mitigate something bad happening to us? I mean, having a health issue, or मैं अच्छा हो जाता हूँ फिर. So future में, I mean, that good health is taken and then given to me now. Is it like that?
Yes, and when we are doing it with a material motive, that is what happens. When we are doing it to please Krishna, it may or may not be, right? Depending on the purity of our devotion.
Okay.
There it doesn't include into karma. That it doesn't. We don't have any more karma to accrue, right? We don't want karma means what, Prabhu? Another birth. So
Yes.
when your devotion is as pure as possible, then your all future births are all cut off. So you will not take any more births, which means no more accounts open. All the accounts are closed.
Okay, Prabhu.
Material accounts, everything is closed, right? So when suppose you are praying to Krishna, that Krishna, I want to please you. Please somehow or other, I want to serve you. Please somehow or other help me if you wish so. Then in that case, Krishna, suppose he's curing, I mean, he's curing you of the disease, of your disease or whatever. That is not something he is taking from the future birth and giving you, but he is giving a complete this thing from his own account, which means suppose he is extending your life by 10 years, say. Suppose instead of, say, we have to die now, it will be like that day after 10 years. That 10 years lease is given by Krishna directly. It is not taken from any other future accounts.
Because वो है ही नहीं है.
Because you are going to please Krishna. नहीं, वो है नहीं है. दूसरा चीज है कि वो it is for only for pleasing Krishna, not for your self gratification. So for that, when your activities are not for self gratification and only for pleasing Krishna, then it is not going to accrue any more karma. Material karma, I mean, right? It's only going to accrue spiritual credits. So there is nothing to be taken from future and given here, or all those things. That account balancing is not required.
So Prabhu, I mean, on the contrary, yasyaham anugrinami harishyet dhanam shanai, when Krishna says this, right? So it is like from his own thing he's saying, तुम्हारे कर्मा में है, but it is not good for your bhakti I am taking.
No, yasyaham anugrinami harishyet dhanam shanai. That's a very beautiful reference you made, Prabhu. Actually, it is there, but what Krishna is saying is that you are very, very much spiritually inclined, but this is unnecessarily coming in between.
Yeah,
so what I will do is that to increase your spiritual surrender even more, everything that is a hurdle, not just money. Sometimes it can be attached to many things. House, or our positions, or our career, or our family, or so many things may be attached. So if he sees that there's a potential in this person to become more spiritually absorbed, but if these things are coming in between, out of my own desire, sweet will, I am taking that out, so that you can be completely surrendered. And Krishna will do that for those who will realize, like Prabhupada and Yudhishthira, who is speaking to, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
If that person is cursing Krishna after that, it is materially motivated. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? So Prabhupada was so much advanced that he could immediately connect it to that shloka.
Yes, Prabhu.
And why Krishna did to him? Because when he speaks with his own experience out of purity to all of us, we who are not yet there, still tottering around, we can appreciate that, and we can feel that when something happens in my life also, then definitely it is Krishna is doing for my betterment only, ultimate happiness only, not for intermediate small, right? But these things we cannot explain this to the new people that Vimbai Prabhu is talking about. You get me? When somebody is very new and they are just coming for, I want some good score, I want a good job, etc., and I am coming to this thing. Coming to this one, we should deal with them like that Chaturvidya Bhajante Mam people will do. Let them come. Krishna will choose. Okay, you are coming here for job. You want to come? Career. Okay, I will tell my this executive director, this say Varuna or Shiva or Ganeshji or whoever to sort it out for you. Again, this will be like your karma thing. You will take care of it. But don't worry. So when he does this, then that person who is coming It's a trick that Krishna is doing here. Actually, the work is done by Ganeshji. But because he has come to Krishna, he thinks that Krishna has sorted out the problem. You understood this? So what happens? He becomes Krishna Bhakta. What Krishna is saying is, I know you come for material desire. Ideally speaking, you should have gone to the director, whatever, that executive, whatever. But somehow or other, you didn't know the way, you just came here. Okay? But still, the work will be done by him only. But the thing is, I will put you into this thinking that it is the right thing actually. But I will make you think that, convince that yes, I went to ISKCON, this thing, or Hare Krishna people, and all my things started growing nicely.
So,
It
Prabhu,
happened here. It happened here, Prabhu. See, the thing is, in these 2-3 schools at which we are teaching Bhagavad Gita, actually speaking, we didn't go. Because in the schools and all, they are very, the government and all is very antagonistic, actually, very atheistic. So, but then, of course, this is a private school. So, we have been doing only Damodar lamp for the children there. Every year, only during this October, November, we would do. Only one day we will do. 1 day, 2 days we will do. So, but then that headmaster allowed us to do that service nicely. Easily 2,000 kids in each school, and we were able to make them all offer Damodar thing, whatever. But without our knowledge, what has happened is their school got accreditation, affiliation, and they got and their personal life, that headmaster's personal life also, the children and all became well placed and all those things. So she became very much increased the faith in Krishna. So what happened? Last year they called, and on their own they said, please can you teach Bhagavad Gita to our children? So as one subject, extra subject, we are teaching Bhagavad Gita to all these children like that, 2, 3. Now last year was only one school, now they extended it to 2 more schools. So what I mean is, this was actually done by their, based on their karma. Krishna just told them, man, whoever you are there, Shivji, Brahmaji, whatever that they are there, you do it. But the beauty is that unknowingly they are convinced that Krishna is doing it. Right? Yes, Prabhu, you are going to say something.
So, Prabhu, I was saying, I mean, it is up to Krishna. If he feels like this is good for my bhakti, he will take it. And if he feels like this is good for my bhakti, he will give it. Or whatever our desires are. Right, Prabhu?
Yeah. See, Ambarish Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj, he didn't take anything away. In fact, he forced Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj to enjoy the material thing. And Priyavrata wanted to become a brahmachari. He forced him to be a grasta and administer. Right? So Prabhupada, that's in the Bali Maharaj section, if you see through that, very clearly Prabhupada writes that only if Krishna sees that as an unnecessary hindrance and unnecessary hurdle in our progress, in the spiritual progress, Krishna will do something. If you are utilizing it in the right way, seeing that everything is Krishna's arrangement, everything is Krishna's property, and I have to just use it for his pleasure, then if the consciousness perfectly is not going to unnecessarily motivate, right? But
Yes,
Prabhu was, I think, raised his hand and he was trying to ask. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
My question is how to know what's Krishna's.
How to know what is Krishna's
what is Krishna's force and what is our push? Because in both the cases they struggled, right? So how to know what? Because everyone will have his own. It's not that we accept whatever is coming on the way. Even Priyavrat Maharaj, you are telling, he also struggled a bit. No, I don't want to. But then it happened or not. So is it that after struggling, whatever comes, that's Krishna's plan? Or how to understand that the line between his force and our...
Sorry, what is that? Line between his force and?
Our struggle to not allow it. Yeah.
To not allow what, Prabhu?
I meant to say, Prabhuji, sorry, I was on the counter. I meant to say that there will be certain situations where we'll be forced to do certain things, but we don't want to do it. And then we'll struggle it, right? We will resist the force. And sometimes we'll win the things, sometimes we'll lose the thing. So how to pacify ourselves that, okay, we did our part. Should we be resistance-less? Whatever is coming on our way, that means Krishna's will. Or should we do our part and then whatever comes as outcome, then understand, okay, that might be Krishna's will.
Exactly, Prabhu. That's the second part, what you said is the right thing. By the way, just a small interruption. Anurag Prabhu, our Bhimraj Prabhu has already joined Infosys Pune, by the way. He is on his way. He is on his way to the lion's den. So you please catch hold of him. I'm giving your contact and Jainari Prabhu's contact. So okay. Okay. You will be really happy to have him. Prabhu is so inquisitive and so serious about devotional service. Very, very enthusiastic devotee. So yeah. So anyway, coming to this point, Vimraj, you correctly said this, that we have to do the best part, what we are doing, and let Krishna decide whatever he wants. Whatever he is deciding is only good for us. Ye hari kare te mama hitano. Whatever he is doing is for my well-being only, ultimate well-being. So you see, in any example, you see when Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by father, he didn't even complain once to Krishna. When Pandavas were tortured by Duryodhana, they didn't complain even once to Krishna. Right? So what they always see is that that is what the Tatyana Shloka comes into picture. Right? After you do something, what should be your mood? That like when you get the result. This is Tatyana Shloka is actually how we should relate to after we do an activity and waiting for the result. Once I remember how to take it positively, right? Once I remember one of the devotees, for a mistake which he did not do, he was actually put into the prison. He didn't do any mistake. Someone else did the forgery or whatever, and they put the blame on him and escaped. And poor guy, he had to go get into jail for doing some mistake which he did not do at all. So he wrote to my spiritual master, Maharaj, what is this, Maharaj? I did not do anything. Why I should suffer here? Then Maharaj did two things. One thing he said is, actually, right now you are an authorized you are authorized into the parampara, because our parampara started from jail. Krishna was born in jail. So he said, you are now authentic in the parampara. I mean, Maharaj told him that don't worry, Krishna himself was born in jail. What about us? What mistake did he do to be born in jail? Right? He is a Supreme Lord himself. He could have come in anything, wherever he wants to. So that is the first encouraging statement that he told. Second thing he told us, see, now you have no option to go anywhere. Simply sit and absorb yourself, studying Prabhupada's book seriously. Nobody will even question you, and this is the best time you can have to do this service. Never else you will get that service, get that opportunity. So that whatever 1 year or so he had to suffer, he buried himself in Prabhupada's books, and he became so much more courageous, facing all more toughs. What more can be there when you did not commit a mistake and you were put into the jail? You see what I'm saying? So the point that we have to take as even like aspiring devotees or practicing devotees from our perspective is that first point is Krishna never wants us to be unhappy. He doesn't interfere in our material activities if you are running behind material happiness. Our own karma and modes and our prarabdha and all those things will take care of itself. That's a separate thing. And when we are coming with material desires to Krishna, that we already discussed, Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam. That point also we discussed. Now, that is a gross material things. But we have now understood that spiritual activity is the ultimate thing. Spiritual, the Sheva is the ultimate thing. But this is where the subtle things start coming in. Right? This is where we all have to understand it more clearly. Right? Now, in such cases, we have to uproot the weeds. The material mentality or the mentalities are the weeds into our spiritual activities. Now I am doing nice, say, Kirtana class, and nobody is appreciating me, or I'm like sometimes devotees say, Prabhuji, I'm not getting the visibility. These are all material mentality. We are supposed to give Krishna in its purest form as much as possible to the other living entities, whoever it is, and then move on from there. Don't even say why this person is not recognizing me, why that person is taking advantage of me, this, that, etc. There is no need for that. And as far as your spiritual services are concerned, that is where Prabhupada is. Today, I think, tomorrow, I think there's Gundicha Marjana is going on. It's very relevant to discuss that beautiful pastime. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu removed all the bigger straws and all in the beginning. Later, after those were removed, still there were very, very small particles of dust that were still there. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his own dhoti, with his own cloth that he had. And that also he collected in a very minute thing and made it sparkling clean. Isn't it? So those are the subtle activities, these thoughts that they come in. When I'm talking to somebody and I say Hare Krishna to some devotee and smile, the other devotee is not smiling. Immediately we will get this default thought, why this person is not smiling at me? Correct? But that is also an expectation. Why we should expect that? We should say that I smiled. It is my duty to smile and keep that other jiva happy. But the other jiva is not entitled to or obliged to make me happy by smiling back at me. Right? This is the smallest thing that comes into play. So we should not be so much into these are all. This is the third level. That is a subtle thing that I am talking about. And that is where we should say that everything I'm doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. That statement that Kamalji Mataji made very nicely. That everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. If Krishna is giving me something because he's seen some pride in me, even in the spiritual activities, that is why sometimes he shakes our spiritual services and our whatever we have accrued, all those things. Many times, all of us have gone through, isn't it? We are doing seva day in and day out, but Krishna constantly, this is where Krishna personally makes his interfere. That he ensures that we are balanced, basically. We are balanced while doing the spiritual seva also. These weeds like pride, envy, anger, greed, and all these things should not unnecessarily come in. And that is why we have to be really, really thankful that we have such a wonderful Supreme Lord who is watching over us so meticulously. And that is why I wanted to highlight on this point from Bhima Prabhu's question that our actions are primarily motivated with desire to obtain happiness through various activities, whether material, okay, fine, that we discussed, spiritual, that's something which we should watch out for. We should really watch out for that point. Where we are, if it is motivated by my happiness, please stop. Don't encourage that thought, entertain that thought anymore. Do the seva, but don't stop the seva. Do the seva, but without that thought. Okay? Yes, Gaurav Prabhu.
So, Prabhuji, I mean, connected to the previous thing I was talking about. So, I mean, we discussed Krishna interfered in case of Dhruv Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, I mean, and all. But in our case, not all our desires are there to please Krishna, right, Prabhu? So we still have some desires wherein we want to.
Yes, Prabhu. So it's very simple. It's very simple. Those desires which are not meant to please Krishna, you accrue karma. Those desires which are meant to please Krishna, it is akama. Very simple. Now, don't expect Krishna to give concession to you for the desires which you are doing it for self gratification. Krishna, I am doing out of 5 desires, 2 desires I am doing it to please you. 3 desires I am doing it to please myself. So please consider this also as to please you. That why would you ask me to do that? You get me? Right?
Prabhuji, you're teaching
No,
us
to
new
consider,
ways.
Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Sorry, what is that, Meenakshi Mataji? Sorry, what
I
is that,
said,
Meenakshi
Prabhuji,
Mataji?
you are teaching us new ways.
No, I am
What
not
is
teaching new
happening is,
ways.
Prabhuji,
I am
no, Prabhuji,
revealing
what is
those ways which
happening
are
is,
hidden.
yeah, that's what Prabhuji I was about to say. you know, we should learn what not to do, but now we are learning.
Yes. No, that's good. You know, this kind of churning is required. Yes, Bhimraj Prabhu, I think you raised a question.
In that scene, there is an opportunity for me where I can suppose I can see if I want to go and eat without onion garlic or something outside, I can just go and do it going to a hotel and eat sumptuously. There is another option. Okay, anyways, I want to eat. Let me offer it to Krishna and then eat. So, anyways, I want to enjoy the food.
What did you offer to eat? Yeah, with onion garlic?
No, without onion garlic only. Suppose I don't like onion garlic, right? And I just want to eat. Now I can go outside, eat, or I can include Krishna and offer him, and then I can eat. Basically, I want to enjoy. Just offering it to Krishna, but the desire is to enjoy, because even while offering, many times it might happen that even while offering the bhoga is so what do you say, tempting, that even while even saliva will start coming out. Oh, it's so many items are there like that. Even while offering, then just because we are thinking that we are going to eat it. So now the person may say that anyways I'm getting karma. Why to have this jhanjat of offering and all? I can directly go outside and eat.
That's how we degrade. That's how we degrade. The first thing is anything that you want to honor or anything, before even thinking about eating yourself, first thing that we need to do is, Krishna will be feeling hungry. Okay, let me offer this to Krishna, and then as a prasad, I will take it. That is the proper consciousness. Correct? Suppose I see that, I like this thing, peda, I like this, I like that, I like pani puri, so let me offer to Krishna and take it. Then what will Krishna do is he will not enjoy it fully. He will say that, okay, you wanted to do it and you are offering it. Okay, fine, you take it. But it's at least to the extent that you are taking vegetarian food. So to that extent, that will help in your consciousness. Very, very powerful question you ask, because food is the ultimate thing that changes our consciousness. So this mood of the intent of having the food is also very important. Right? So it's okay. I want to have pizza. Anyway, let me go into Govindas and have pizza. To what extent that is going to help you increase your spiritual urge to please Krishna? It's a question, right? It's a question of intent. So I may say that, I have never taken anything outside. I only taken prasad. Right? Krishna will say even monkeys are vegetarian. What's everything? They are always Ekadashi, in fact, for that matter. You are being only once in 14. I'm just saying that, no, actually Prabhu's Mataji is coming to, the whole thing can be done in one simple thing. See, be strict upon yourself before Krishna becomes strict upon you. Right? If you are expecting a very tough question paper, you prepare for even more tougher question paper, then the tough question paper will be easy for you, isn't it? If I say that I will prepare only for easy questions, then the tough question paper when it comes will fail, or we will score low marks. So instead of expecting Krishna to give concession for our intent, material intent, let me correct my paper myself. This is where my intent was wrong. This is where in my prasadam consciousness, it was actually sense gratificatory prasadam consciousness. So I will have to not that you starve or whatever, but whatever. If even that pizza thing that you have to make, you say Jagannath will like it. Radha Krishna will like it. Then you make that and then speak to everybody. That way it will be it will be pleasing to Krishna. Otherwise, what Krishna will do is, yes, it's just a private thing that you did, right? So, very nice question, Prabhu. So, it's ultimately the answer to the intent part. Krishna will look at the intent. And to that extent, the intent of divine creation of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His brahmachari disciples, Bengali disciples there, so they can't live without rice. So they have to eat on something rice. And on Ekadashi day, they were not willing to go out and do book distribution. Krishna says, I would personally cooked khichdi, rice khichdi on Ekadashi day, offered it to Krishna and fed the brahmacharis. Now you go and do book distribution. We may not be able to follow this, but what I mean is the intent matters. His intent was to serve Krishna. His intent was to engage his disciples in serving Krishna. Instead of simply lying down at home and not doing anything, you go out and do seva. That is more purifying, because you are doing seva for your guru. And when it comes to guru can change the orders as he needs. The acharya can change the orders as he needs, because his only focus is to please Krishna. So when it comes to pleasing Krishna, even Yudhishthira Maharaj is asked to lie. Yes, Prabhu. He was hesitating, but Krishna said, hey, you have to please me. You please tell lie. You have to. Everything, in every case of Pandavas, he made them break their rules. Break the rules. Right? So it's ultimately it falls into the intent area. So this is a very good question you asked, because many times we become so careless that, okay, Prabhu, can we make this, can we make that, etc. Then we say, okay, we'll offer to Krishna and then take it. It becomes a little bit of a, what do you call, a ritual that I have to do it for Krishna. Right? But now, suppose at home some children are asking, no, Gaurav Mahajan, I know Gaurav Prabhu's home, Gaurav will ask something. Right? I will say, no, I want ice cream, thing, right? So what do
He
you
was
do
asking
there?
for vada pav yesterday.
Vada pav yesterday, I was about to say that example, Prabhu. Today morning also I was discussing. So the thing is, you may be strict to yourself, but you cannot impose the strictness upon everyone else indiscriminately. You may say them gently, but then you have to be little bit lenient to them, because they are just small children. In this case, how would you understand the consciousness, right? Vada pav thing. Now, if I say, okay, Gaurav asked vada pav, okay, I will also have one along with him. Now that is okay. One then you say, okay, Gaurav, you take more, I also take more. Then that becomes like what do you call? Let's both engage in thing, right? So Gaurav will start understanding the trick. Then as he grows older, then he will say, Papa, you want vada pav, right? So I mean, intent is the matter, right? Intent matters, and how we don't impose upon others, but rather conveying the thing gently to them. That's very important.
Prabhu,
Does
just
that help?
one
Yes.
one
Yes,
one
Prabhu.
linked question here, Prabhu. Many
Yes,
a
Prabhu.
times we bring a packaged thing right from outside.
Yeah.
So sometimes biscuits are there, sometimes other sort of namkeen are there. So I mean, should we offer that, or I mean,
Prabhu, the thing is, offering is one thing, Prabhu. See, Krishna will take anything. For Krishna, there is no problem. He can take everything. He eats everything, right? There is no restriction for Krishna. Whether we can take or not is what we will ask. Because after offering, we are only going to take, right? See, the point is, it all comes to what is the practical situation there. You're going in a train or you're going in a bus. Nothing is there in between. You are not able to manage, say, the previous day was Nirjal, whatever. And then the next day you have to again fast. It might be really feeling down and you're feeling very giddy and all those things. Take something which is non-violent in nature, something which will fill up your tummy and at the same time give you some energy, right? For that, you may take some harmless biscuits, whatever it is there. But if you keep on eating biscuits, there is no health at all. Forget about the spiritual side. Material side also, there is no this thing. I used to take biscuits when I'm traveling, something, some cool drinks or something which you have to take very harmless, say some juice or something like that. But again, it can't be a practice. Once in a while is fine. Krishna is not going to be like a strict taskmaster that, no, that day, in that place, you took this, I will this much of spiritual ecstasy, I will reduce in your thought. He will not do that. Right? It's all finally boils down to intent and how much we are repenting for it. How much we are feeling that chalta hai yaar, this is it just matter. It doesn't matter. It happens in every case. If you get into that chalta hai attitude, then Krishna will, right? Krishna, see, this is why we have to be very careful. We are not dealing with someone who is going by the rule books. If you go to our office or any this like this ticket, this thing, flight, ticketing agents or railway ticket agents, suppose you have to cancel the ticket and all that, no? They will simply have a piece of paper in which all the points will be mentioned. Same thing they will repeat like a broken record, right? Until you become completely frustrated. Like suppose you have canceled a ticket and you get the refund, whatever. Now Abhimanyu Prabhu misses flight. He's going to have a hell of a time with those ticketing people. They will, for changing the schedule and this and that, everything they will ask 100 this thing, and you have to pay one full ticket price. Right?
I
So
just,
sorry, Prabhu.
I just paid it. I just did what was it.
So he's not broken. He's not like a broken record who goes without understanding the feelings and the intent of the people. You understand? Krishna is, he sees those unspoken words that are in the heart. Because he's the one who hears the words from our heart also. What we think, what we want to speak, what are unspoken words, everything he knows. So that's where we are dealing with someone who is very dynamic in nature, who is dealing with all the subtle things which we also don't know. Here also many times we don't know. So we have to be very careful there that he knows more than what we know. Right? Anjan Prabhu, I see your hands raised.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Prabhuji,
Thank you Prabhuji for what all gyan you are giving. Regarding that prasadam question, Prabhuji, so you said that, okay, I like pizza, so I prepare pizza, I offer to Krishna. Basically, so you said that is not encouraged. So my question is, Prabhuji, so how do we decide tomorrow morning's menu for offering prasad? So how do we decide? If not pizza,
simply,
I might like some other thing. So
simply think that Krishna would like say khichdi tomorrow. I will prepare khichdi for him. Suppose it is, just see if it is hot. And if it is hot and you are too hot, it is. If it is rainy season, say for example, for rainy season, then we'll have to prepare something hot for him. Hot season, then we'll prepare something cold for him, which can be like some juice or something, and have a fan next to him. Those kind of things which you can always keep that fan running in the altar, near the altar. Keep water during the daytime. Also change water 2-3 times. Don't do it just once in the morning and then the next day morning. Not like that, because you would want more water. So you can keep some more water there, or keeping some juice and fan them. Those kind of simple things will help you bring Krishna first and then yourself later. You keep yourself in the AC room, but Krishna is burning in this thing. That may not work, no? When we used to be in Japan, we used to have there's what do you call the AC was only in one room. So when it's too hot, we'll take Krishna and make him sleep in that AC room, that other room where it was there. And in the cold season, we'll bring him to the warmer room. So the more you treat him as a person, the more he will give more ideas as to what he wants. So as our intent gets purified, you will get the desire that, okay, tomorrow I will prepare dosa for Krishna, idli dosa for Krishna. That it is also thought will be coming from Krishna to your house. When we are not treating him as a person, then it will be like just a ritualistic thing. Okay, I want this, I want that. Just 10 minutes of a tolerate, 10 minutes only I have to tolerate, 10 minutes only I have to tolerate, just keep it in front of him. And that is where our spiritual master and Prabhupada always said, you always think that in the kitchen when you are cooking or cleaning or doing whatever, you are assisting Srimati Radharani. So then what it means is Radharani is directly offering to Krishna. So that is how you are doing the offering.
Okay.
Does that help, Prabhu?
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. But one more question, can I ask you now, Prabhuji?
But not about prasadam.
Not about
discussed a
prasadam,
lot
Prabhuji.
about prasadam.
A different one. A different one. Just now you said that
Yeah.
Krishna understands what is our intent. Krishna understands our feelings. Even some things that you might not have remembered. Also, Krishna remembers that. Just now you were saying something like that. Now, when you came to our temple, Prabhuji, last month, at that time, you said Krishna does not understand you.
I was
Only
waiting.
Radharani
I was
understands you. So
I was
I'm trying
waiting
to.
for this question from you because you were sitting in the when you were discussing that point. Krishna doesn't understand, right? When I said Krishna understands, he understands Radharani. Now I said no, Krishna understands the intent. He understands Radharani.
Oh.
That's see that when I said intent, he understands means Prabhu. There are two ways you can look at it. He doesn't touch him means you can know the intent of the person and still don't care for it, or the pain of the person and still don't care for it, pain or the pleasure of the person. Or the other option is you don't even know. Like suppose I speak a language, Prabhu, you know that language, but you act as if you don't know that language. On the other hand, the second option is you don't even know that language. You don't understand that language, whichever language I'm speaking. Correct? Now, between these two, if you think that Krishna knows the language but still doesn't act or reward you or solve your problem or whatever, does it make you think that Krishna is full of compassion or is a very loving Supreme Lord? You will immediately say it's cruel Lord. Why even after knowing my pain he is not helping? There will not be any loving bond that will be developed between you and Krishna, right? Krishna will have that love, but I won't develop from my end, correct?
Correct.
So better that this is the only option there. Actually speaking, he doesn't even, the point is he doesn't understand the false ego language because he doesn't have false ego, as simple as that. That's what I told in that class, right? So when you do it with that, I want pizza, let me offer and get it back from Krishna, then that is material in nature. So Krishna will not even care for that pizza that I'm offering. In what mood I will be offering? Okay, without offering, if I take it will become a non-prasadam. I unnecessarily accrue karma. Let me offer and get rid of that karma at least. Rather than what we should be doing. What is that? Say Anamrita Pao, Radha Krishna Guna Gao. Prema Dako Chaitanya. Prema Dako. We are having this prasadam to develop Krishna Prema, not pizza Prema. Right? So at the end of the day, that is what Krishna wants. Are you offering this to develop more prema towards me? So that you can offer that much better. You understand, Prabhu?
Yes.
So that language he understands. When you go with that mode, that Krishna, I want, please make me go more deep into my seva bhav, that I am doing it for you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now I understood.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So fine. So I think one question took some time. I think now Anurag Prabhu, is he there still? Anurag Prabhu
Yes,
is there.
Prabhuji,
Yeah. So you are getting a competitor in the group. You saw how big
more the
one
merrier.
question is take. One question takes the discussion. Not Anurag Prabhu is our question master in Infosys Pune, by the way. Without him asking a question, our sessions don't end. So happy to see quite a few of them here. Anyway, so I hope this discussion gives some little bit of clarity as to what that means. So when Prabhupada says here, the statement I'm reading again, Prabhupada's statement, that we may invent so many ways to be happy or to counteract the dangers of this material world. But unless our attempts are sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they will never make us happy. Now, Krishna is only the sanctioner. This is the main point we should understand. And through his various executive agents, whatever, right? He is not there to be happy or sad at our material happiness and distress and all that. But when we are spiritually, when we are disturbed, in other words, when somebody is coming and disturbing our consciousness, or we are trying something in our own way to please Krishna, and somebody is unnecessarily coming and disturbing us, Krishna will not be pleased. That is why he comes like as Nrsimhadev and kills Hiranyakashipu and Varahamurti and all that stuff. Right? So that Krishna will take care. So eventually, when we reach that point, our consciousness will never be disturbed. Prahlad Maharaj's consciousness was not disturbed at all. You see that point? There is no question of Krishna not allowing us to be happy. The moment we are engaging in devotional service and, of course, become perfect in our spiritual activities, then we will always be happy. Sada santushta manasaha sarva shivamaya deshaha. You get it? So what Prabhupada is trying to imply here, from my limited understanding of saying, we may invent so many ways to be happy or to counteract the dangers of the material world. He is primarily focusing on the materialistic way of things. There only he is telling that for us, we have to know that even if you are materially, it applies to spiritual side also, but in the spiritual side, we won't be unnecessarily trying to counteract the dangers of this material world too much. You will know that Krishna is there to protect and you will carry on with your seva. But like say, for example, Corona, this COVID shield and all those things. Those who are materially too much, worried and frightened, anything that they were telling, first dose, second dose, booster, this, that, everything they will give, anything and everything, they're going to stand in the queue first and they'll put it up. Yes? So this is, I mean, you have sometimes they may be helpless, but they, without even inquiring what is this about, they just go and stand. Because they're worried that, oh, I don't want to give up my body. I don't want to give up my body. I don't want this corona to kill me. So to this extent, whatever the agents, the material agents are creating those frights in us, fear in us, we succumb to it. So we may be inventing so many ways. First they gave one dose, then they said second dose, then that dose also people are getting inconvenient. Then they said booster. After a few years, they were getting some more issues. Then they will say, at that time, they said, oh, no, these are all side effects. Those who are above 40, 50, if they are getting these things, there is naturally, it is going to create some effect in them, side effect in them. I mean, those who are agents, medical agents, they are telling this thing, right? So what it really means is that Prabhupada is trying to play that whether you are trying for material happiness or whatever other thing, whatever the may be, please understand that Krishna, only when Krishna sanctions, you can be happy. So if on your own you are trying something to counteract the material world's things, trying to different ways, unless if Krishna doesn't sanction it, you cannot come out. You cannot do that. Rajendra was trying in so many ways to come out of the lake from the clutch of this crocodile. But he couldn't come out. All the others are trying to help. Couldn't come out. So eventually what he did, he said that, okay, Krishna wants it to happen this way. Let me just pray to him, and whether I die or whether I live, it doesn't matter. Let me continue my prayers and live that way. If I have to die, so be it. That is the spiritual perfection. Right? And at that point, Krishna takes complete control of our karma or of our actions and desires and everything. Until that point, we have to keep doing it. No, please, let's not be in illusion that I am not creating any karma. No, because I fooled one rath of Jagannath. I have started one section of this thing. That is all for a pure vision. It is started. The journey is started. But then even after pulling the runs, if I am still doing this spiritual activities with the material mentality, those things will create karma. Those things will create hurdles in our activities. So even if it is chanting, even if it is studies, or even if it is some seva, or whatever the projects or anything that may be. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And don't worry, that this is reality. But one thing, as I told you, as much as Krishna understands our intent, understands our desires and everything, and he understands feelings and all that, he also is kind father. When he sees that we are struggling hard, but we are not able to crack the thing, we have so many other hurdles, he will come and remove those hurdles and keep our, what is that, the path, the Tadvidvana Chalin Marga, that Marga, the path of our consciousness, where it is moving, that yatra, that we, our consciousness as a yatra. So that yatra, he will make sure he protects that yatra of that consciousness. That's all is needed. Don't worry, I am doing this, so much seva, but suddenly something happened materially in my life. That is bound to happen. That was supposed to happen as my thing. That's why that the beautiful statement from Bhagavatam we should remember, 115, this is a shloka, 115.7, that emergency powers are withdrawn. Even in Arjuna's case, Krishna removed those emergency powers once war was over. So what to speak of us? Yes. See, 115.5. If I'm reading from the purport, see, the power and energy, I'm reading from the middle of the purport, 115.5. The power and energy which were bestowed upon Arjuna for that during the battlefield, were required for fulfillment of the mission of the Lord. But when his mission was fulfilled, the emergency powers were withdrawn from Arjuna. Because the astounding powers of Arjuna, which were astonishing even to the denizens of heaven, were no longer required. And they were not meant for going back home, back to Godhead. This is a point, very powerful point. He was given the power to even go up to the Sargaloka and get all the Divyastras. In 18 days, he was killing so many people, and he was even defeated Dronacharya, Bhishma Deva, and all of big acharyas in front of him, in front of whom he is like a small fish. They were all like sharks. So, and they were not meant for going back home, back to God. That's not required anymore. If endowment of power and withdrawal of powers by the Lord are possible, even for a great devotee like Arjuna, or even the demigods in heaven, then what to speak of the ordinary living beings who are but pigs compared to such great souls? The lesson is therefore that no one should be puffed up for his powers borrowed from the Lord. The sane man should rather feel obliged to the Lord for such benefactions and must utilize such power for the service of the Lord. This is the highlight point. We should utilize the power that Krishna has given us for his service. Such power can be withdrawn at any time by the Lord. So the best use of such power and opulence is to engage them in the service of the Lord. For us, Krishna has given us this taste for this Bhagavatam, taste for devotee association. So this taste, what we should do? We should distribute to as many people as possible and give the same taste to others. What taste I got, I like to distribute to everybody. Then automatically, Krishna will keep it as long as he wants. This statement is very, very powerful, this particular section, right? I hope this helps. If there is no other questions, maybe we can wind up. Is there any other final points from anyone? Bhimraj Prabhu is there. I will still ask him, Prabhuji, are you satisfied with the discussion we had on your question, Prabhu?
Yes, Guruji. The mere fact that you took it as a question and you discussed it, I don't know how much I remember like how much I was able to grasp it, because lot of things are going around. But the mere fact that he
Don't
took it,
worry. Don't worry. It will be the recording will be shared. You can always share. You can say hear that later also. Or some devotees, if Krishna willing, they may share the notes also. You can read that later if time permits. I know you are I know you are in a translate and all that. So, but then frankly speaking, I wanted to thank you for this beautiful question, Prabhu. And Krishna willing, we will continue with the other questions also in the next different thing. And I know Pawan Gauram Prabhu also joined. He also asked a very nice question about Ashyapa Muni and the in-person is something. I wanted to discuss about that too, but again, we need to give this much time at least to have a satisfying discussion. That's why I didn't want to write the whole thing in the form of text. It's very difficult for me to type in text, unless and until there's a possibility to do that. But thanks to all the devotees who joined today, and also to all the devotees who are being eagerly sharing the notes and all that. This is all actually for us to develop, make our fabric of bhakti even more higher quality, right? Even more higher quality. That's all. Nothing else, frankly speaking. What else? For
Hare
what else
Krishna,
we are
Prabhuji.
asking questions, and for what else we are discussing these things. Yes, Meenakshi Mataji.
Prabhuji, I'm sorry. I just want to read out few lines from purport of Bhagavad Gita 1.32 to 35.
32 to 35. Huh? Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our own senses are satisfied.
Beautiful,
Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of living entities as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that they may covet. But
beautiful,
when one takes
this covet word is, we discussed about this covetousness, I think, last week. Remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. The Lord, but when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entity are satisfied.
See how amazing this is. Ideally speaking, this section must have been read in the beginning itself. See this 1.35 purport is amazing. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. Thanks, Satan, for sharing this.
All thanks to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah. Thank you. Amazing section. Beautiful. Thank you again. We'll stop here. Krishna willing, we'll continue tomorrow evening, 8 to 9, I think, Prabhupada Smarana if possible. At some time. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
So nice
Krishna,
of you to
Congrats, Srila Bhagavatam ki jai,
Hare
Srila
Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai. Tanvat Prasmiji, Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavibhyo Namo.
Vimal Prabhu, don't worry. I have not just missed alone, but I have so many delayed flights are there. 15, 20 hours delays and all I have seen. But when you are engaged in this kind of discussion, time will fly like anything, and you wouldn't mind it. When is your next flight now?
how is it in
50
minutes? 50 minutes.
Okay, don't miss that flight also. Reach Pune soon.
Extremely think that you asked that it's possible he can be in the station. Krishna might have just made it possible that he let me.
Nice, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tanvat Pranas Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thanks, everyone.